here we have my hair. But apart from that, we also have this, which is a it's a Pelican, this one, Pelican. Pelican 1450 protector case, all the way from America. This is a well-loved one. It's missing its label. It has a plate here that is screwed in. This is obviously used in a workshop or lab or something like that. So it's it was a battery box. We have nice double throws, and we have a sort of shadow foam style interior. This is all glued in. This is obviously specific for certain types of equipment, or batteries as it would appear. So I would probably remove all this, because it's this stuff's sort of not really very useful to anyone else, unless you have the sort of the exact stuff that they were keeping in it. So first things first, I want to remove this, and so I suspect that this is bolted, either screwed in or bolted the other side, and it's been covered up by this thing. So I'll probably take that off. Oh, okay. I wonder how much residue this might leave. Oh, it's going to leave some, definitely. Okay, I can see. Yeah. Okay, pry tool required. So first things first, though, I would get rid of this. Okay. So here we are. We have this plate. Just needs removing. I'm going to try and do that while holding the phone. Now, I don't know as yet, because it's covered up in on the other side. It's so hard to do. There's the reason why that's hard to do is because it's full of stuff. I was wondering why it was hard to unscrew. Anyway, okay. Okay, so it's just this one, and it looks like it's full of. I don't know if I can get in there. Now I need to scrape that out because it's got something wedged in there that's stopping me from turning the screw. Alright, so we have our little pointy thingy tool thing. That's the technical term for it, obviously. And let's see if I can get this gunge out. Yeah, it's coming out, okay. You need to make enough of a so I can get some purchase with the screwdriver. That's all it is. Alright, that should be enough. I've kind of ruined the pry tool doing that, but there you go. Okay, looks like these screws also possibly not going all the way through the lid. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they are, because they're, I don't know, it depends how thick the resin is. I don't actually know. Alright, let's see if we can get a hold of it. We can, yes. Okay, so let's take that out. So that's the screws out. All right, let's try and remove this then. Pry tool required again. Oh, there it is. All right. It is a little bit stuck down by the looks of things. It's metal. That's not bad. Okay, good. Good sound. Right. I might have to do that again. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got some residual damage that this has done to the case here. Obviously the holes themselves, but they're also kind of raised. It's sort of in the screwing in of these screws, it's kind of messed with the surface of the case. So it's not just a hole to fill. You'd probably have to kind of try and get those off, get that filed down somehow. Yeah, I don't think you you just have to file them down, I guess, which is obviously a little bit dangerous because then you're marking the top of the case. But let's have a look what we've got. Once we kind of clean a little bit of the residue off our famous green WD-40 infused cloth. I haven't sprayed any. It's just weird. I haven't sprayed any on it. It just has that WD-40 vibe to it. Okay, so that's not bad. I would like to see what's on the other side. All right, so that lid has now had this removed. Like I said, it's sort of welted. You know, it's made the plastic, the resin form little, so it's quite lumpy rather than being just flat. So before you sort of want to put any epoxy in here, you probably want to file that down because it's very lumpy. As for the other side, we have this piece of shadow style foam, which I should be able to yeah, that is quite nicely stuck, I must admit, even with my forearms. My son and I have just started going back to the gym, and he's trying to build his muscles up, and he's very funny. Anyway, right, let's use a pry tool. I'm going to be here ages with this. I've decided that I need something a little bit more manly to get this stuff out with. So, we have my favourite scraper. Let's give it a go. Hello, it's me from about 2 weeks after I shot the rest of the video. I realised a couple of things. So one is that this should stay as far away from petty cases as humanly possible, because it will scratch them. And in the video I said I was going to use this to try and get this foam off. I did do that, and I scratched the lid, and you can see later on in the video that there's all scratches on the lid, and this was caused by this, and I ended up not filming any of that anyway. So my son, yes, so that's why that portion of the video is missing, because I didn't film it, and it was a terrible mistake anyway. The other thing is that the whole bottom half of the case with all the foam in the bottom half was an absolute pig to remove, and so much so that I failed to film any of that as well. So the video kind of just jumps from me kind of, you know, messing about with the lid to it's done, and so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, back to wherever this gets put into the thing. As you were. So this is a result of a little bit of cutting with my Stanley and just getting the block down enough so that you can then start sort of pulling at the. This is very, very well glued. Weirdly, when you do manage to get a little bit of the adhesive to come, yeah, let me see if I can. It does actually let go without much of a residue, which is good. It's just getting to the point where you can actually apply some pull directly to it and in a focused area rather than it being too broad. It's just got too much of a grip on it. So a little bit of a job here to do to get this off, but you know, yeah, look. So you see how it's sort of, it's really well bonded, but so in terms of per square inch, it's actually not that well bonded. It's coming off nicely, because, and I think that's because the inside of a pelly case is very smooth. So there's not. So I feel it's so noisy. Come on, guys, bloody roofers next door. I feel like there's actually, you know, molecularly it's not that well bonded, because otherwise it just wouldn't come off at all. So it's just obviously from a point of view of a physical, the amount of pressure an average human being can kind of apply to it, it's well stuck. But it does come away, under duress fairly cleanly. Anyway, builders are making a lot of noise, so I'm going to say goodbye, but I'll check back in when I've done a bit more of this. Well, it's getting there, definitely getting there. So I've got a lot of it off. It's coming off really quite well. Essentially, it's not leaving a lot. It's just very well, it's not coming away easy. But when it does come away, it comes away with very, very little residue. So, yeah, whew, tough. And we are done. Me again. So, do you see what I mean? As you were. So, here we are. It's pretty much good to go now, this case. I mean, there's a little bit of discoloration here. And, but yeah, job done.